Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We apologise, we had a break-in signal, and I did actually have a chance to check. There was an issue with YouTube. It does happen when you're live every single day, all day, every day. There are sometimes glitches. If you make videos, no one ever notices it, but if you go live, sometimes there are breaks in signals and these things happen. But we've got a new stream. Hopefully, it'll be good. And remember, there's always a way to protect yourself on the show and the way you can always stay in contact. How is that? I'm going to put it in the link for you now. The backup is here. I'm going to write it in now. Backup on Extra. So there's always a way to see what's going on, get the replay, get me to tell you what's going on, and you talk to the team and you never miss anything. There is the link. I'm just going to pin that to the top. There you go. That is your backup stream. If there is an issue on Extra, you can jump to it at any point and you won't miss what's going on. So what is going on? I'm not going to repeat the information we presented earlier. That would be kind of pointless. You can go and watch the previous stream. So I gave you all the information on the fundamental side of why I've taken away my buy order for the explosion tonight. I'm sure there will be a pump, but it won't be as explosive as before due to what we've just experienced. So that is just the way it is. Now I've got Sensei with me. He's still here. I've asked the guys to stay with me. Here's Sensei. Thanks for staying with me, Sensei, through all of the technical issues. I appreciate it. We've also got Vaz still here, waiting in the screen, waiting with us. Thank you, Vaz, for standing by for all the drama and all the nonsense. They are here with us. So I'm going to wrap up my section of this now. I was talking about all the fundamentals. I showed the news. I let you hear from Lutnik. I showed you I talked about the market exploding, the Apple tariffs, the Nvidia charts, XRP. We're going to cover that with charts now with Sensei. What you missed, all those things I've already covered. All the news from Lutnik. I've got a bit more from Lutnik. I will share that with you as well after Sensei and Vaz have had their sections, because they might have to go. They've been here for hours now trying to prepare this with me. I want to show you our poll. If you've not had a chance to vote on our poll, we call it a Lucas Archie. It's always very, very useful and very, very accurate. Let me drop this into the chat. There is our poll. Right, now what this says here is this. Tariff warning, stocks will explode on Monday, which is, in fact, on Sunday night with the earnings, with the futures. Sensei is going to cover it. And I'm asking you, do you feel bullish or bearish or undecided? Everyone was bullish before, but this is a new poll. It was a massive, like 80-90% before. Now it's dropped down to 79. Let me refresh it with 66 votes. This only came out a couple of minutes ago. We're now at, it might be the same, 88 votes, 74%. So you are still bullish on this. You might want to go and vote. You're still bullish on it, but you know, people are a bit unsure, I would imagine. Anyway, Sensei will give you all the details. Let me go over now and ask everyone to please tap the like button. We were tapping the like button. It was all doing well, and then it all fell apart. So we won't do that again for a minute. We'll let things settle down, shall we, for just a moment. So I'm going to go over to Sensei. Sensei, thank you for sticking with us. I really appreciate it on this Sunday. My wife's going to kill me now. She thought this was going to be a half-an-hour live stream. It's ended up being a couple of hours. Sensei, what have you got for me before I make you go full screen? What do you think about this, and what do you have to share, and what is coming up later on your main show at 3 p.m. Central? Give me all that information, Sensei.
Of course. So what we've just covered in the previous stream was what we knew on Friday was that the Trump administration exempts smartphones, laptops, and electronics. That's why we were so excited about market open. And what do I mean by market open? I mean the futures trading tonight, which I'll be covering. I'm going to do an extended show. We're going to see those futures open. We're going to see gold open. We're going to see the S&P 500, NASDAQ, etc. all open, and see what the reaction is. We were expecting a big pump. We were expecting 10% on NASDAQ, actually. But what changed today? Why are we live here bringing you the news? Is because, as we just heard in our previous stream, the Commerce Secretary went on ABC's This Week, and he clarified that the exemptions are temporary. And what I mean by temporary, he says they are included in the semiconductor tariffs, which are looking to be hitting the markets in about 1 to 2 months. That includes smartphones, laptops, wireless earbuds, memory chips, microchips, all that sort of stuff that we thought were fully exempt, which was why we were so excited, are now possibly not as exciting, but still better. So I think, Martyn, you are still bullish because it is still overall. We went from it was over initially. It was very good. Now it's still not as good, but
absolutely
it is
right.
still bullish in reality.
Absolutely right. Yeah. And Sensei, just quickly, what are you going to show us this afternoon? Right after this show, we're going to go over to Sensei's main show. It's at 3 p.m. Central, which is essentially 1.5 hours from now. No, it's not. 2.5 hours from now. I beg your pardon. I'll give you the link for that in the chat. This live show will take you directly to the extra show at the extra channel, and then I will give you the link for Sensei's show. But there it is in the chat. It's on the homepage of the channel. Come back to Sensei in a second, because straight after Sensei's show, we have this world premiere. It's Vaz's world premiere. Vaz has got some great information and great relationships here with people, and we're talking Archer and the Olympics. That's going to go premiere straight after Sensei's show this afternoon. So let's go. Let me just go to Vaz, is our guest number 2. Vaz, you're going to be going with this premiere right after Sensei's show this afternoon. What have you got? Give me a little flavor. Don't give too much away, but what might we expect from you this afternoon?
I will shed a light on the integration of eVTOL in the area, which is Los Angeles, during the event, and there will be a massive twist. So definitely keep watching the video to the very end.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for that, Vaz. That's going to come up. I can see you smiling, excited. So he's got some good information there. He's making some good relationships there with Archer, and you cannot afford to miss this. Let me go back now to Sensei there. Now, Sensei, I'm going to take you to full screen now, and I want you to do the charts of what we're expecting. If you've just tuned in for this live stream, we had the full fundamental part 1. Unfortunately, we had a break in signal, but hopefully you can all go and check out part 1 and then pick this up from here. So Sensei, I'm going to go over to you now full screen, and give me what we might expect on the futures. I know you're going to cover it as well, and the opening. All right, so here we go. We're over on the main screen now. Sensei, it's over to you.
Yeah, so what this has created is uncertainty again. So we're going to see a lot of volatility in the markets this week. We'll be covering the charts later, but right now what we're looking at is NASDAQ. This is what we want to see open later on in the stream. We do have a technical trend line that is sort of ready to break, especially with the news we received on Friday. Yes, it's a bit worse now, but in theory, if the market wants to act a bit rationally, then it will pop, and then the traders will get involved because trend lines are breaking. We do still have a possibility, if the news is still good this week, of a 10% rise. That is the next area of resistance. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just technical speaking here. We've got a trend line which we are expecting to break, and then once that trend line breaks, we are expecting to possibly head up 10% towards the 200-day moving average, towards the level of resistance from 2020 retracement level. So a lot of confluence heading up. Even if you're bearish on the markets, even if you think this bear market's not over, we normally see you can call it a dead cat bounce, you can call it what you like, but you normally see a retracement back to the upside before you head further down. And that retracement makes sense to head back to these levels. If we are super bullish, then we'll break these levels and go further. But this is the area we are targeting for now on NASDAQ. That is not too dissimilar to the S&P 500. Obviously, it's not as tech heavy. This news is very much on tech. And we are expecting to maybe come up and fill some gaps on the S&P 500. We do have a gap at 5,581. That is about a 3 or 4% move to the upside, and that can also happen very quickly. We will also be talking about XRP later on, but just to give you an insight of what I'm thinking about XRP right now, we've seen something very bullish occur where we've come down, we've tested all these levels of support I've been talking about for weeks. We held $2 for a while. On my last stream, I said, okay, we're coming back down to $2. We're probably going to break it. Here's my next levels I'm looking at. So this chart hasn't changed. 50% retrace, 786, coming in, testing that 200-day moving average as support. More bullish in the markets right now. The markets are below the 200-day moving average. XRP came, tested it, held it at support, and it's still back above it. So XRP is posed for that big move to the upside. We're going to be talking about that massive deal that Ripple has made with that brokerage. So markets are looking like there is upside potential. What we are going to see in the markets is extended volatility, and what that would mean is, and the ways to deal with it, we'll also be discussing. I'll bring NASDAQ back on the screen because that's what we're going to be focused on tonight with all the tech, with everything that's happening in the tech side of things with tariffs. How do you deal with volatility? You have to stay calm. Volatility doesn't mean a crisis, it just means uncertainty. Reacting emotionally can lead to poor decisions. You have to focus on the long term. Your portfolio needs to be diverse. You need to have you need to hold cash or safe reserves. We've seen how gold has reacted. You look at the gold chart. We had a little dip last week for people to cover their margin positions, but we're back all the way back to all-time highs. Daily candles like this I've never seen on gold for a very, very long time. We had a 3.5% move on Wednesday, then we had a 3% move, then we had a 2% move on Friday. So you can see these candles are just extending it, and we're going. It looks like we're posed to go higher. That's why people are holding cash, holding safe assets such as bonds. People are going into bonds, and this is a way of diversifying your risk. People that are DCAing, dollar cost averaging, they are benefiting from this. People are benefiting more when they are buying these dips, not just on a dollar cost average basis, but when they see fear in the market and they see it being oversold. We need to avoid panic selling. We discussed the situation with, if you sell out, where you're going to buy back. Well, you got taught a lesson because the next day it made a 10% move to the upside, something we haven't seen in years. You have to follow the news. We are telling you about the news. We're bringing you the real news. But what you need to do is you need to follow the news, but not chase the news. You need to be informed about the news. You need to get the news from sources like us, where we're not trying to add anything to it. We're trying to bring you the honest news without any baggage that comes along with it, where you see on other channels, where you see on Twitter, click farming, all that sort of stuff. We're not doing that. You need to follow the news, but don't chase the news. Seek these opportunities. Martyn took advantage of the opportunity that was presented to him last week. Maybe we have another opportunity being presented to us now. Volatility equals opportunity, but volatility doesn't equal, it doesn't mean there's a crisis around the corner. So the market only can go downwards, sideways, or upwards. And right now we're looking at it going all over the place. So a lot of volatility. Have a clear mind. Follow the news. Don't chase it.
Thank you, Sensei. Perfect advice. That's exactly what I'll be doing. I know it's not financial advice, but it's what you're doing, what I'm doing. And I've got Mr. Lutnik to pick up this interview we were showing you earlier. I'm going to come to Vaz in a few moments and get his opinion on what he's seeing on the markets. But right now, let's pick up where we were before on this Lutnik interview. So stand by, here it comes.
And pharmaceuticals will have a tariff model in order to encourage them to reshore, to be built in America. We need our medicines and we need semiconductors and our electronics to be built in America. We can't be beholden and rely upon foreign countries for fundamental things that we need. We can't be relying on China for fundamental things that we need. Our medicines and our semiconductors need to be built in America. Donald Trump is on it. He's calling that out. So you should understand these.
See, I think most people would agree with this, but it's just the on-off and on-off that's giving everyone a sleepless night. It certainly is me. So let's hear a bit more.
Are included in the semiconductor tariffs that are coming, and the pharmaceuticals are coming. Those two areas are coming in the next month or two. So this is not like a permanent sort of exemption. He's just clarifying that these are not available to be negotiated away by countries. These are things that are national security that we need to be made in America.
The president's made it clear he wants negotiations with China. Have you had any conversations with your Chinese counterpart? Has there been anything between you and the Chinese?
I think we've had soft, the way I would say it is soft entrees, through intermediaries and those kind of comments. But we all expect that the President of the United States and President Xi of China will work this out. I am completely confident, as is he, that this will be worked out in a positive, thoughtful, and effective way for the United States of America. I mean, Donald Trump has the ball. I want him to have it. He's the right person with it. He knows how to play this game. He knows how to deal with President Xi. This is the right person for the right role. And I am confident this is going to work out with China. Yes, is it in a tough spot now? Of course it is. But you'll see. Though all of that energy will sort of decline and we'll end up in a perfectly reasonable place with China. I'm confident of that.
But can I ask you, the president's called President Xi a friend. He said the Chinese are proud people. Can you explain to me what the vice president was saying not long ago when he referred to the Chinese people as peasants? Let me play the sound so you can hear it.
We borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture. That is not a recipe for economic prosperity. It's not a recipe for low prices, and it's not a recipe for good jobs in the United States.
Probably not the best use of language there. I'll leave that with you. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with that kind of phraseology?
America.
Did the vice president go off message there? I mean, he's calling the Chinese peasants. This is something that we heard the Chinese say was ignorant and disrespectful. I mean, I haven't heard Donald Trump talk that way about the Chinese.
No, I'm just going to step back and really just leave the vice president to let him defend himself. He knows what he meant, and we all know what he meant, which is that, the Chinese have basically attacked America and ripped us off by undercutting our businesses. By the government of China assists their businesses to undercut our businesses, drive them out of business, and take that manufacturing over to China. It's happened in pharmaceuticals. It's happened in so many industries. We feel it, steel and aluminum, so many. So the idea is, if the government of China is behind their businesses, imagine if the government of America, the United States of America, was backing your business. I mean, you'd be a killer in the world. So that's what the Chinese have been doing. And finally, Donald Trump is standing up to it, saying, look, in order to make it fair for American businesses, we have to put a tariff on China to level the playing.
I'm just going to pause it at that point because I do see that I've actually got people in the chat wanting to comment about this. Let me just go over to our guests and get their thoughts on this. Was that the right way to deal with a negotiation, calling the Chinese that make our products peasants? Sensei, your thoughts on that? I'll come to Vaz and I'll also go to the comments. Do you think that's a good way to deal with? What do you think, or should we just ignore it?
It's just noise, but yeah, I wouldn't. Obviously, I wouldn't. I don't agree with that sort of language, but that's my thoughts anyway. I don't agree with the way he said it.
Yeah, Vaz, what did you think about what you just heard there? I saw you sort of shake your head when he said it.
Yeah, I second that, Sensei. What Sensei said.
Yeah, it's just noise. It's noise, and we just need to ignore it. We're not interested. Let me bring a few people here. Mark Morcom says that's an attack. What happened to sticks and stones? Says William. No, that was under the belt about the Chinese. Yeah, it wasn't a good idea, was it really? Pierre wins the Canadian election. Thank you for sharing that with us. Absolutely not. There are better ways than that, says Sandra John. RB, just zip it, just say nothing. I'm going to say it. It's going to be a good few years for America, says Walker. Did I have anybody else? Dynamite Power. Happy Sunday, says JJ. Let's go back to this. Then I've got Sensei going to wrap up his charts, and I've also got Vaz also going to wrap up with his final thoughts as well, what you're going to get from him this afternoon. So let's hear a bit more of this. Let's play a bit more and see what you think. Here we go.
Playing field to take their government out of being a competitor. We need to have medicines built in America. We need to have those products here in America because we need them. We can't have a war and be asking China to send over penicillin. It's not reasonable. We can't rely on other countries for semiconductors. We can't rely on other countries for steel and aluminum. These are national security issues, and Donald Trump is going to make sure they're reshored. We have the capacity to do it. If you've seen, an auto plant these days, these are beautiful plants. You know, these new modern plants are amazing, and the jobs they create for our American workers are amazing jobs, and that's what Donald Trump is focused on, bringing those jobs and those factories back to America and employing American workers. He's on it, and he's going to bring them back.
The president also said there's going to be a transition cost, transition problems. I mean, we are going to see higher prices in America as well. It's not like you can open a factory tomorrow to build iPhones or to make sneakers, shoes. I mean, we buy a lot of shoes in this country. 99% of them are made elsewhere. I mean, are we going to become a nation of cobblers again? I mean, this is going to mean higher prices, isn't it?
I mean, have you seen, I don't necessarily think so. I think the idea is that we can manufacture here in America. As I said, I saw Panasonic, you know, the battery company, right, Japanese company. They built an amazing factory in Kansas, which they're opening now. They put it in the ground when Donald Trump was the president. It's just finishing now. 4,000 new jobs built from what they made deals with the community colleges nearby and all the local community and the local university. They trained people for this. 4,000 high-tech jobs in Kansas. That is what's coming back to America. You're going to see that production, that kind of high-tech factory is going to produce things here at very reasonable prices. So I think this is going to work out. Plus, our farmers are going to finally have access to the world's markets. You know, our farmers have never had the opportunity to sell corn in India. So what's going to happen is as they sell more and more products, prices will come down.
I mean, Mr. Secretary,
lower prices. You're going to see lower prices in America on lots of different products.
Mr. Secretary, I mean, right now we're seeing them effectively being locked out of a very large market, especially people like soy.
Okay, there we go. We'll just take a little break from there, and we'll just go now over to a few words from our sponsors. And I'm back. That's a bit of a trial. My two guests are wondering, what is he talking about? It's a trial. I'm testing something at the moment. All right, and that was at 12:41, so I'll take note of that. And we're back. That was just a trial, a little test, 12:41 test, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, let me come back to our guests now and then wrap this up. Now, if you missed the beginning of our stream, we did actually have part one. We had a technical break halfway through it. And I was doing all the fundamental news and so on and so forth, and then we lost the signal. So please go back and pick that up, and then you can carry on. Sensei, was there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up today's stream, or have you covered everything? Is there anything you'd like to tell everybody about the upcoming stream? Because we're going to go from this stream now, folks, directly to the extra channel to continue. We'll replay these two segments so you can put them together. The chat will be live, and then that will take you directly to Sensei's show at 3 o'clock Central Time. I'll put the link in there. And then directly after that, Sensei is going to be live all the way through until the futures. At the end of the futures, Vaz will be going live with his premiere, and you don't want to miss it. A big story around the Olympics. So, Sensei, have you got any final thoughts or anything else you wanted to share with the viewers before we let you go?
No, just please do just tune into the stream that's coming up in a couple hours. This will take you there. If you're not going to stick around in the comment section, there's a notify button. Click that on the stream, and you can get notified when I go live. We're going to have an extended show taking us all the way to the futures. So I appreciate if everyone comes over and supports that show. We'll be going live all the way to the futures. So I look forward to seeing everyone there.
Thank you very much, Sensei. And Vaz, your premiere is going to premiere after Sensei's live show, so you're bound to get a fantastic audience. Sensei's got a great show, and you've been talking to people at Archer, and you're making friends all over the place, and you might have something for us. What might you have?
I may have been engaging with some insiders from Joby and other companies.
Joby, I beg your pardon, Joby.
Joby, yeah.
Lovely. Well, it's exciting. So you're going to be, you got a premiere. I did see the premiere earlier. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'd say it's your best video so far. So, and lots to do with the Olympics as well. It's only a few years away, but we might have a connection there. Is that right?
Yep. Can't be any more right.
You're just going to wait until
I don't
the
want
video.
to spoil it.
You don't want to spoil it. Fantastic. Well, thank you for taking your Sunday today to join us. I know everyone's going to look forward to that. Let me show you on the screen the two shows coming up. This is what you can see this afternoon. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We have Sensei's show. Now, this thumbnail might update. It might change. You can see it's going to be very, very busy. Look how many members are joining. All our streams now are members only to provide the best value of service to our investors. People don't want to waste time with bots and trolls in the chat. They want to talk to real investors. So this is going to be very, very busy. Sensei's going to do charts for you and answer all members' questions. That's that. And then after that, we have the world premiere. Now, how exciting is this? This is the world premiere, Los Angeles Archer. What is this all about? And this is going to be another busy show. And I can see there's members in there as well, also coming in. Very, very exciting. Going to be a wonderful afternoon for everyone. So there we go. We had a few technical glitches, but you know what? We're going to fix it. Most people would not want to do this because this was the moment that killed it last time. But we don't care about that. When we have a problem, we face it head on, we deal with it, and we go again. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this. The moment we did this earlier, it collapsed. But we're going to try again. We've got 402 watching. We want 400 likes this time, not 200, 400. You ready? Let's see if we can break the stream again. Oh my God, I hope not. Alrighty, everyone tap the like button. Let's go over to the live stream and see how many people are watching. 381 right now. Let's pump up the volume. We're going to see if we can get Vaz and Sensei to join in with this. It's the head dance. That's what I'm going to say. You ready, guys? Here we go. So smash the like button. We've got 382. 382, you can see it there. And how many likes have we got? How many likes have we got? 7. That can't be good. That can't be right. Can everyone tap the like button? Why? It will share it out to more people and it'll help us boost the video and you're more likely to see our content going forward. If you don't want to miss Sensei's show and Vaz's premiere, you might want to tap the like button. So let's get, we want, 200? 200, sod it. Let's go for it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got 7 right now. How many have we got now? We've now got a grand total of 131. That's more like it. 70 more. We're going to go for it. Let's see if I've got my headbangers in the chat. Ready? First of all, we've got Sensei. What's he doing? He's sitting there. Yep. Come on, smash the like button. Smash it. Smash it. What about Vaz? What's he doing? And bring him on the screen. There we go. Smash the like button, Vaz. Smash it. Yes, absolutely right. They never know when I'm going to go to them. How about that? 148. Well, let's go. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll count it down just 10 seconds. We want to be really, really quick. I want to end this stream because we're going to go over to the extra channel, the build-up for Sensei's show, and then the premiere for Vaz, and then I'll be live in the morning for the open bell. We've got 150 likes. Everyone, smash the like button. Come on, you can do it. Let me count it down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 156. I'm going to call it. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. We got to go because you all liked the first stream anyway, but at least we got through it without breaking the stream. All right, very, very good. It's 160 already. All right, my final thoughts from my guest, and then we're going to wrap this up and send you all over to the extra channel. So, final thoughts from Sensei. You got 10 seconds, mate.
Lots of volatility out there in the markets. We're going to keep bringing you the most up-to-date news without all the noise. So please do subscribe, hit the like button. I look forward to seeing you all later on in my stream. I'm
loving it, loving it, loving it. And Vaz, your final words from you?
Definitely join Sensei. If somebody is interested in eVTOL stock, you can ask him to do any charts. He hasn't done any for a while, so you are more than welcome.
I love it. Fantastic. There we go. That's it from me. I'm now going to take you over to the extra channel. It's pinned in the top, at the top. What we're going to do is, because many of you missed the first section and we have members joining in from around the world at different times, there is the extra channel. I'm about to replay this morning's show, and then it will link into this one so you won't miss anything. And then it will also take you then to, I'll give you the links to Sensei's show at 3 3 p.m., which is in a couple of hours, and then Vaz is afterwards as well. Let me just roll the credits for all the stars of the show. We had lots of stars of our show today. If you become a member or subscriber, we like to feature you in the show. So it's a nice little feature here. Let me bring on the funky music. There you go. If you became a subscriber today or gave us a super chat, this will be your name on the screen right now. Let's have a quick look. The stars of our show today. Thank you for your support. New subscribers: Stock Wisdom, Paul, Derek. That was in this stream. Most of the subscribers were on the last stream. So only a short credit stream this morning, but there you go. Let me just fade the music out. We don't need to play the whole song because I'm just about done. Anyway, there we go. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you back on the live show, or another new subscriber. You just missed the stars of the show. Maybe next time. We'll see you on Sensei's show. Join me now on Extra. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed our sort of last minute spontaneous Sunday show. Join us now on Extra. Then we got Sensei. Then we got the premiere. And then we got me back in the morning. Thank you ever so much. Have a wonderful Sunday. Go back to doing whatever you're doing. Chill out and relax on the Extra channel. And from my panel, Sensei, Vaz and myself, have a wonderful afternoon. Take care of yourselves and each other.